Do you ever find yourself running your text messages by someone before hitting send? Huh? Well, there's actually a name for this habit, and it's called sense checking. And according to Refinery29, it's become pretty common in relationships. So do you think we've become too worried about offending others? Is this what's behind it? What do you think, Jay?
Well, it's interesting in dating. Me and my friends used to call this crowdsourcing. And I feel like everyone has that one friend who you think is only asking you for advice, but then you talk to your other friend and they've asked like 20...
This happened to me. I just shared this story.
Really?
I felt so special, and then I didn't feel special
No, you're not
anymore.
special. You're not. None of us are special. We're just one of the 27 people on a text thread. And it's really interesting to me because there's definitely, like, we make one of two mistakes. We either go to one person for everything, or we go to everyone for everything. And I think if you're gonna sense check, you gotta say, well, what does this person know that I don't? Do they have a skill or a habit? Are they good at something that I'm not good at? And am I going there to them for mentorship and guidance on coaching, or am I going to them just because I'm nervous about doing something? And I think the other thing I'd look at is you don't want someone to ever change your voice, right? People can help you with tone, people can help you with connection, but people shouldn't be changing your voice, because then when you're messaging someone you might meet, they're gonna meet you and be like, wait a minute, I was into the other person who was messaging me. And they could tell the difference.
I think that's actually happened to me. Now, I did online dating very briefly, and we had such a connection online, and it never dawned on me until now. And then we got together in person, I was like, meh. So I wonder if he was sense checking his email.
And this was before ChatGPT?
Yes,
Okay,
way
just checking.
before that.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just checking. It's funny that you shared that story. I think I need to sense check more. I think my pride gets in the way. Like, I feel like overall I'm pretty good with words and tone, but then I realize like maybe my own pride gets in the way, because the only person I sense check with is my husband. He's fabulous, but he also is not in our industry.
Right.
And like, he owns a construction company, and he usually like goes through things figuratively and literally with a sledgehammer. And so when I'm trying to approach something with a little bit more sensitivity and care, he might not have that touch.
Yeah.
And you know, so I think I need to do this more. I don't think I could be the person that goes to everybody, but I think I have too much pride.
I don't know if it's too much pride, and I don't think it's wrong to say that it's you just have confidence, which comes with experience, and not that you're old, but with age. I don't think that's a bad thing, personally.
I think I need to do it more.
But have you ever had a situation where something you've said has backfired? Or?
I don't think that it's ever backfired, but I think sometimes I feel like very
just lie down on the couch.
I'm going to lie down the couch. Sometimes I just feel like I'm not being heard, Jess Allen.
Oh my God.
And I feel like perhaps I am talking between the lines, and I need to start writing on the lines.
Okay.
This is getting way too deep for daytime TV. What do you think?
I think it's something that women in particular struggle with a lot. I do something similar. When it comes to business stuff, I do talk to Jason. He is in this industry, and I'll say, like, I'm looking for the wording of this email, if it's something kind of business-wise. And he will give me a first take on it, and it's good. But it's the way a guy would write back an email.
Interesting.
It's to the point, it has no flowers, it's not particularly kind, and the way that I read that when I look at it is like, I would never send that in a million years. So then I check in with a trusted girlfriend who usually is like, adds in a line that aligns with my gut.
Yeah.
And as soon as those two things come together, then I know. So it's not a lack of confidence. It's just sort of like, I want to kind of weigh in on my instinct, but maybe in the next decade, I want to remove that last obstacle and really, really just check. You never do this?
Oh, I used to do it all the time, and Simon was my self-checker, whatever it's called.
Sense checker,
and he did it with me as well. And this story got me thinking that we haven't done it, I don't think, in the last year. Right now, it ends up being verbal conversations about scenarios relating to work and family. And in most instances, Simon will not agree with me. Like, this time, I should be so mad, shouldn't I? I'm so right. And he'll be like, no, why don't you think about it like this way? And he'll offer up a scenario and get me thinking. And I love that because it keeps me in check and holds down my enormous ego. But also, in a case when he does agree with me, like, yeah, that is reason for concern. I know it's not crying wolf, it's like,
genuine.
This person would let me know if I should be less concerned.
Yeah, it's true. I was listening to your meditation this morning, and today's topic was approaching life like those, ninja shows where you got to just be nimble and flexible.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is where this needs to come in, because I think I've got one rote answer for all these things, and that's what it is. I'm not flexible enough to be able to mold to the occasion, I think.
Yeah, I think what I'm hearing here is that we're trying to learn to trust ourselves. And I think once you've had someone say to you, hey, say this, and it aligns with your gut, hopefully you're not going to them again to do the same thing every time.
exactly it.
And I think we become dependent on the same person to provide the same thing. And it's like, well, no, let me just trust myself. I was right, they did align, now I know how to do it next time. And next time, maybe I don't need to reach out to 27 people.
Fly, baby bird, fly. You know, push out of the nest. I love that.
Do you see the way he just distilled that? That's why you are the way you are. This is it. This is the Jay Shetty effect. And speaking of which, we want to keep him here as long as possible. So on the other side of the break, we're going to talk to Jay about his brand new book, 8 Rules of Love. We'll be right back.
Thanks for watching. We've got lots more discussion and debates on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. Don't forget to click like and subscribe.